My name is Jace Olson, and I'm going to do my presentation on the article, He Blew the Whistle and the Health Giants Quaked. Now, first of all, to give a little background on this story, the story is about James Alderson, who is an accountant in Montana, who, out of high school, started working with Arthur Anderson and company, worked there for a few years, and then he decided to break off and start his own accounting firm in Montana. After doing that successfully for a few years, James was hired by Northview Hospital to be their financial officer. James enjoyed working in this job, and after a few years of working at Northview Hospital, Northview became under management by a new management team called Quorum. Now, Quorum Management was a larger scale management team, and when they came in, they had some changes that they wanted to make within the hospital. And one of the things that they wanted to implement was that they wanted James to keep two separate cost report records. One report would be kept at the hospital that was more conservative, and another report that was more aggressive would be sent to the government. This way they would be able to reap more benefits from the Medicaid, and they would get more money back from the government. But if they ever got audited, they would have their own records of the hospital, which were more conservative, that showed that the reports sent to the government weren't as accurate. Now, when James and his friend heard what Quorum wanted them to do, James's friend looked at him and said, this kind of looks like fraud to me. James kind of thought about that, and when he was confronted whether he would do this or not, James immediately said no, he would not keep two records. James continued to just keep one record, and finally on a company retreat, James was told that he was being let go. Now this obviously upset James, and he didn't know what he was going to do from here, but he decided that he was going to file a lawsuit against Quorum and against their practices after he heard about what the whistleblower claims were that he could file a lawsuit against them. So I want to talk to you and show you how James exemplified the IMA statement of ethical professional practice. So first of all, in the SEPP, James, one of the ways that he showed competence was that he spent hours studying the case. After he left the hospital, he had to get another job at an accounting firm. And when he got home from work, he would immediately get out his stuff to start working on the case. And his kids said that he felt like he had two jobs because of how much time he spent preparing for the case. Another way that he showed competence was later on, after he had filed a case, he was looking for new lawyers to help him with the case, and when he found one by the name of Stephen Meager, when he went to him and showed him what he had done, Stephen Meager said that there are very few plaintiffs who were as well prepared as James had been. So secondly in the SEPP is confidentiality. Now when James filed this this suit with the government, he had to be confidential about what he was doing. And this case ended up going on for like 5 to 7 years, and that whole time James wasn't able to say anything to his friends or anybody but his close family. So when he had to go on trips for legal cases and stuff like that, or presentations, James's wife would often have to tell people that he was visiting friends or family that were out of the state. Now third with the SEPP was integrity, and we can see that James showed integrity by refusing to keep two sets of records, that immediately he just wanted to keep one set of records because he knew that was ethically right. Now lastly in the SEPP was credibility. And I think James showed credibility, first of all, like I mentioned before, with his preparation. But secondly, I think he showed credibility by when he didn't know where to turn or he needed help, that he went and sought other law firms or other professionals who had more experience in these practices. And I think that's a huge way of showing credibility. He was able to reach outside of himself and to search for those who had more experience than he did when he needed the help. So, thank you.